So if you're a Mustang fan, the S650 Mustang has been all over your newsfeed since it dropped back in September, and Ford surprised us all with that Dark Horse edition. Now since then, there's been lots of things on pricing, but recently Ford released the order guides for the Mustang. So now we can see actually all the options and pricing for all the models from the EcoBoost all the way to the Dark Horse. Now, while a lot of that stuff isn't terribly surprising to many of us, going through the order guide and looking at the new Mustang, there are a bunch of things that actually were very surprising, and here is our top 5. Now, before I get into the list, let's talk about pricing. So you're probably expecting that to be on here, but honestly, I'm not including it because I wasn't that surprised at the pricing for the GT, for the EcoBoost, and for the regular Dark Horse. Yes, the loaded Dark Horse with those carbon fiber wheels and the painted stripes being near $87,000, that was a surprise. But the base price and the normal options really weren't that crazy. Considering you're comparing them to like the 22 through 23 pricing, they went up a little bit. It's a new car, that's to be expected. And yes, they are expensive, but it wasn't a big surprise. The first thing on my list though was surprising is about the Mustang EcoBoost. The EcoBoost is no longer available with the stick shift. Now we used to actually have an EcoBoost here with a 6-speed manual, and an Eco with a 6-speed is a fun car. They're actually a lot of fun to drive. You know, you have the performance package, a bunch of other things, but apparently for 2024, if you want an EcoBoost, it's gonna come with an automatic. The second thing on my list is something we've all been asking years and years, why this didn't come factory, and most of us will be pretty thrilled about it, except for probably some manufacturers, and that is hood struts. After all these years, the Mustang finally has factory hood struts on all models. We saw them pop up on the GT 500 when that came out, but GTs and EcoBoosts and Mach 1s and all the other cars still had a prop rod. Well, finally, if you order a 2024 Mustang, whatever trim you get is gonna come with factory hood struts. The third thing on my list was the amount of customizing you can do on this car right from the factory. For years, you pretty much had packages and there was all kinds of nice options like the performance pack and stuff like that, but there wasn't a lot of personalization. Now there is a ton. Obviously, you have a ton of colors, but there's a ton of new interior color options. You have trim options. You have different color calipers. You can get grabber blue, you can get red. Even seat belts, you can get red seat belts in the car. There's a ton of different options, including I believe 12 different wheels. And finally, the performance pack, you're not just stuck with those black wheels, you have a bronze option if you go with the bronze package. And if you know me, you know obviously I'm a fan of bronze wheels on Mustangs, so I'm excited to see a 2024 performance pack with that bronze wheel package. The fourth thing on my list was kind of surprising considering how much fanfare came with it, and that is the drift brake. I'm excited about the drift brake. I think it's going to be a fun option, but honestly, I thought you would see it on GTs and EcoBoosts and a lot of different packages, but apparently you need to go with a performance package if you want to get that drift brake option. It's going to come standard with the performance package on either model, but you will have to spring for that performance package if you want the drift brake. The performance package, as we know, comes with the Brembos and comes with the Torsen diff and all kinds of other really cool options, which makes it worthwhile for most people to add it. But again, if you want that drift brake option, you're going to have to get the performance pack. The last thing on my list is going to be a surprise again, and that is factory tow hooks on the performance pack Mustang. Now again, I'll hear all the haters are going to joke that you need the tow hooks to tow your broken Mustang home, but it's a cool option to have on a performance pack car. A lot of owners who are getting the Magneron and performance pack and all those options are taking their cars to the track, and having that tow hook in case you need it, or even if you don't, is not a bad option. And tons of people add them anyway because they like the look. But this is a functional tow hook, and it comes again on the 2024 with the performance pack option. So those are 5 things that surprised me from the order guide. But again, if you look through it, Ford really did a great job so far with this 2024 Mustang. Now I'm hoping the launch gets the cars in people's hands sooner than later. But if you're looking for a 24, there's going to be a ton of options to choose from. You have lots of colors and interior and trim. It's going to allow you to really personalize this car out of the box and build it exactly the way you want.